Welcome back, everyone. I'm Jonathan Marshall, and we are back again for episode 72 of the Natty 19 podcast. I'm really excited to get going tonight, but again, I wanted to thank you guys for listening and supporting us on the social media. It means a bunch. Check us out on Patreon if you're interested in a little bonus content. You guys had your first tiny taste of the tomb last week, and I can't wait any longer, so let's get right back into it. So get that intro music going, because here we go. This is episode 72 of the Natty 19 podcast journey through the Tomb of Annihilation.
Recap.
So,
the recappy, as we like.
The recappy incoming. You managed to successfully open the door to the Tomb of the Nine Gods. Right away, you were bombarded with traps. All right. The first was the timed lever. Right. You entered the room, and as you moved into the halfway point, roughly of that hallway, the doors slammed closed, and there was a lever. The skull above the door opened its mouth, and a skeletal hand extended from it, holding an hourglass-like contraption. In panic, you guys had Zavril pull the lever, and boom. The floor dropped out. Zavril hung on to the lever. Irame casted Featherfall on everyone, avoiding the fall damage and avoided the poison spikes, except for Irame, who avoided the fall damage, but she did hit a couple spikes on the way in. By the way, a round is used in both combat and fast-paced situations, and that equates to 6 seconds. I know we got hung up on that for a little bit when it happened for some strange reason. We've been playing this game for quite a spell years. Now.
Makes you think how many things we just wing it. We're like, how's that work? Probably like this. Okay.
Yeah, so in a fast-paced situation, 6 seconds is around. That's it. Easy peasy. We knew the answer, but for whatever reason, we had cast doubt on ourselves.
That's a serious spell.
Yeah, and that was also in question. Cast or casted?
It's cast.
It is cast. However, in Old English, it had been used as casted in points.
Because I was thinking about that, because I heard on the playback, you wouldn't say I casted a spell. You'd say I cast a spell.
Yes, that is the correct. So you cast.
I casted a spell on you.
Yeah, cast is the proper past tense form. Fun fact there. I had double checked on that. So.
In
when
Old
the fuck
English.
did that even come up?
In Old English. I don't know, at some point.
It came up.
Moving on into the next room was a moss-covered corridor reeking of rotten damp. That's it. I know, I thought that was weird too, but that's official right out of the book's flavor text. It reeked of rotten damp. Like damp has a reek.
We're getting
like
deep.
Must.
Yeah.
Deep into this recappy.
At the end of that hall was the bearded devil face with a well of darkness in its gaping mouth. We're all familiar with this. As James pointed out, it is that bearded devil face, mask-looking like thing that is on the book of the Tomb of Annihilation.
James, a fine Christian name.
Fine Christian name. But before then, Irame, with help from Kapernicus, had discovered and disarmed the dart trap and safely brought you to the bearded devil Darkness well.
Holy shit, Irme's a hero.
Now, ultimately, you guys tie a rope to Zavril, and you sent him in to the darkness.
We've all watched Poltergeist too many times.
That's right.
It was a horrible idea.
And instantly, he goes in, and instantly blood splatters out, sprays across your faces as he gets raked by claws. And he would have certainly died had you not pulled him out in time. He sustained some serious damage, if memory recalls.
That he did.
Now, from there, you explored a few rooms. The massive room with the balcony wraparound with stairs going down to the level below. Down the western hall from that face, there was a crystalline window looking into a tomb of sorts. There was a sarcophagus in the center guarded by the disc of eyes that were darting around, searching.
Ugh,
also,
ew.
in that room were the 6 thrones with desiccated corpses slumped on them, each wearing a papier-mâché mask.
Yeah, we're never going back to that room.
No? It is a gross room. I don't like eyes. It's too many.
You moved back across the floor grate that revealed a slow-moving river that moved below the corridor, and through a thin hall to the north of that large chamber, the wraparound balcony, you ended up in the shield statue room where Kapernicus stepped in and got pulled at high speeds. He lost his footing at the sudden tug, and he got pulled at high speeds across the room, smashing against the shield. His armor, his magical scale mail armor, had resisted the destructive magic, but sadly, his wedding ring had burst into tiny flecks of metal. And that's where we left off.
So you're going to say, and we'll see you next week.
And here we are, Hammer 21 evening.
Did Copernicus have a reaction to his wedding ring disintegrating?
If I have the floor.
You had some little bit of time. You got the floor. You got the
So
floor.
give me again, like the statue he ran into, like what is it a statue of?
A rusting statue of a knight stands at the west end of this hall, gripping a large iron shield. Shards and flakes of rusted metal cover the floor around the statue's feet.
I think the first thing Copernicus would do is to yell back to everyone to stay back. And he's going into fight or flight quickly, and he's just gonna try to back out of the room.
Right. If you've got any metal objects on you, I think you're stuck to this thing.
Yeah, we're trying to go over that before, and I didn't. With the scale mail.
Yeah, you're
The
stuck
magical
by
scale
your...
mail, so I can't get off it.
That's right. Yep. So,
I mean, if that's the case, then I think he's just going to go into a furious rage and just start beating this thing with his packed weapon.
all right. So why don't we go ahead and get an initiative roll? Oh well.
Roll.
I was thinking maybe we could just go around the room. This thing isn't going to be attacking you back. I guess we'll start with Copernicus. Go ahead and give me your action.
Yeah, he's just going to lay into this thing with his packed weapon. He's fucking pissed. That'd be a 16 to hit.
16 is actually not enough to do any damage to it.
To stab the solid metal statue.
Then I'll get my second attack, I guess.
Yeah, all right, go for it.
Ooh, 17 on the die.
17 does do some damage. Why don't you give it to me?
All right. Give it to you. Let's see. That's it, huh? 26.
This is
Ooh, max damage. So it'll be 14.
and what kind of damage is it?
Magic slashing.
Yeah, it certainly does some damage to the statue as you chip away. You notice that when it does, it definitely has an effect. Maybe a flash, there's definitely a signal that it was the magic of your blade that had done the damage to the statue. Otherwise, I think anybody with an intelligence over, say, 9 would look at it and wouldn't even bother to try to hit it with a mundane weapon.
So, and now trying to move, I can't move away.
Not unless you take the minute to doff your armor.
That's not happening. Yeah, so yeah, Cappy's definitely yelling back to everyone to stay out of the room.
You guys see this. Let's paint it for you guys. You see at this point now, it's clearly attracting metal objects. You see he's hanging by his suit of armor. His wedding ring had burst into tiny flecks, and that's it. You guys got the floor. We'll go with Zaves. We'll go around the room right from Kapernicus. Zaves, what are you doing?
Are we rolling initiative?
No, we're just going around the table. You
sorry.
also saw that with Copernicus's magic weapon, he did do some damage to the statue.
Well, I have an intelligence over 9, and I know all of my weapons are mundane, so I will continue to look out behind us.
All right, Zavril takes a defensive position cautiously, watching
I'm
behind you.
Staying in the corner where, it rounds into that hallway.
Sure, yep.
How much reach would you say my whip has?
10 feet, I think.
So,
Yes.
can I tie the whip to the end of a rope and then do one of those snake moves so that it does a wave?
Yeah. It gently licks it by the time the fucking wave gets to
Shit, still 1d6 electricity on top.
Yeah?
I'll tell you this. It didn't look like... Why don't I paint this for you? Just real quick, I'm going to move Svitlongi and then I'll move her back. It didn't look like Copernicus started getting pulled until he got about this far, 10 feet into the room.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I think that's what you described anyways.
All right. Did we roll initiative? Did I miss that?
No, we're not.
No,
We're going
it's
around.
Irame's turn at this point.
Okay, so Irame is, looking at this as if it's a problem to be solved, and she goes to look for Quincy, but Quincy's not there. So
Yeah, Quincy would have certainly solved the problem like that.
she she looks to, is it Svitlongi? Is that your name?
Svit.
Or is that somebody else's name?
It's
Okay.
It's in the combat
So-
tracker there as well.
So she looks to Svitlongi and she says, do you think that electricity or acid would disrupt the statue's power?
It is worth a try.
So, what do you think, Svitlongi? Acid or electricity?
Your friend is attached to the statue. Perhaps if you use electricity, it may have an adverse effect on him.
Did I say the statue was metal?
He said it was a rusty
A
statue.
rusting statue. So yeah, it must.
Irame, save me!
So, thinking that perhaps lightning could backfire quite a bit. She's going to, and seeing that magic damage it, she's going to cast a spell. She's going to cast Chromatic Orb at level 1, and she's going to choose Acid as her...
Damage type.
Yes, thank you, sorry.
All right, let's see it.
And that is an 8. So 23.
23. Yeah, Irbe, you launch a mote at the statue, and upon impact, it bursts into a globe of acid, covering it. Let's see some damage.
7.
7 damage. It appears to do full damage to it, though. So
Copernicus gets his face all burned.
and the statue looks. The statue looks bloodied. If it could.
Oh, we're wrecking this thing.
Yeah. Melting its face right off.
So I am. Svitlongi's kind of uncertain.
It's actually my turn. I'm
Oh.
next. No, just kidding. No.
Svitlongi's a little uncertain. There are spells that I don't think she wants to try on the statue. She is going to try a Toll the Dead. So whether or not necrotic will affect the statue seems a little iffy, but it's a cantrip. I'll experiment.
All right.
All right, so it's already wounded, so this...
So I've wondered about this spell. Like, what happens when you cast this spell?
As far as particle effects,
We're just like visual.
So, Toll the dead. I reach out my finger. You see my nice reptilian fingernail.
What color are your fingernails, Pam?
Purple.
It's Avril's favorite color.
Oh yeah.
And I just raise my finger and I point it at the statue. And you hear this word that it's like an ancient language, like older than time itself.
Damn.
And then the sound of a bell, kind of like a haunting bell, kind of echoes around you. And let's see if it does any damage. Well, that's actually a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, wisdom save. Okay.
Yeah. DC 13.
DC 13. Okay, that's flat.
It's like you're attacking the symbiote, the Venom symbiote in Spider-Man. It's going to crumble off me.
It does appear to resist the effects.
Or not.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Looks like it passed its DC.
The way Spider-Man originally gets Venom off him is he has a bell ring and the sonic boom of the bell. Like, Venom doesn't like that shit.
Next up is Kapernicus. You're I think grappled might be a similar effect. That,
Okay.
I mean, you're immobilized. I don't know. I'm looking at my DM screen here.
But catching the drift that this thing's crumbling fast, Cappy's just gonna go into attack mode.
All right.
Do I get any kind of negative effect on my roll, or?
No.
Okay.
I think
That's a 20 to hit.
20 is certainly a hit. I was looking to see if I think I'm going to apply that. It doesn't say it applies restrained, but that's the closest condition I can match to it.
And second swing then is going to be an 18 to hit.
Both of them hit.
All right, damage. I'm going to re-roll with Savage Attacker. I haven't done this in a while.
Ooh.
Once per turn, I can re-roll my dice. It's 10, 16, 26.
From both attacks.
Yep, both attacks comes out to 26 points of damage. Magic slashing.
In Copernicus's fury, he finishes off the statue as it crumbles in several pieces to the floor. And the magic of the magnetism fails as you fall to the ground with it and free yourself from its grip.
Enough playing around now, Drow. We are on a mission.
Wasn't playing around.
He just wanted a hug.
He's very upset right now.
Svitlongi. Just saying your name repulses me.
Irme's going to
You are quite the charmer.
seeing what happened to his ring, but saying nothing. Irme's going to move past Svitlongi and give Copernicus a good old fashioned Irme hug.
Don't touch me, elf. And you know, what are you doing in here anyways, Snake Woman? Not that you would tell us the truth anyways. Copernicus just looks fucking pissed. And he's just starting to turn on you guys. And you, Hunter, where were you when I needed you just now? That's what I thought. You never have much to say.
all of us are just fucking quiet.
Svitlongi's just smirking. She's kind of just waiting for you to gain your composure. You can tell she's just looking at you like you're a child.
Exactly.
His temper tantrum. Fine. Cappy brushes himself off. Kind of gives you an apologizing look. Irme.
She'll nod. She nods. Nods with understanding.
Is there anything else to be discovered where the statue was?
Perception check on the statue?
Yeah, give me a roll.
No, not me. I got an 8.
Are we all moving into the room?
I got a 16.
You don't notice anything sifted. Are you moving in? This one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's moving in. All right. Yeah, sifting through the flex, you don't find anything of value. Just more flecks of bullshit.
But we see corridors to the north and to the south.
Look around. Does Cappy find any part of his ring? Or did it just totally like...
Oh no, dude. Flex is actually a generous term. It should have been more like dust.
Yeah.
All right. So as you guys move into the chamber, you can see down the two corridors, one to the south, one to the north. The one to the south leads to a dead end, and the one to the north you see, and now at this point here, a bubbling fountain from the room up to the north.
In the southern corridor, that just dead end.
Should we check for secret doors down there? Since that would run into the room that... No. I was actually thinking...
Yeah, but as a group, we would probably realize that would bring us back and around to the throne room area.
Right. Remember that room that we looked through the glass and then we didn't want to break through the crystal?
Right. Let's go down there and check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so pretty much from this room here, I mean, it's just a straight hallway going down, maybe at 5, 10, 15, 20 feet, and then straight to a dead end. Obviously looks suspicious. And, yeah, anybody with any kind of dungeon sense would get the idea that this part of the dungeon would line up with that other room.
Technically, would one of us have to be, like, scribing this stuff as we go for it to seem like...
I think in, like
meta versus actual
No.
characters in a dungeon? No? Okay.
No, because I mean, you know what your pace count will. All right, so being in the military, blase outside of this, we know what our pace count is. So like, we're always like counting steps and seeing how far stuff is. So if we know we went so many meters west, so many meters north, so many meters east, we know where we're gonna line up at. So it would be the same thing, like you said, anybody with like dungeoneering and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, they're adventurers.
Yeah. You guys got the floor.
Well, this time I think there should be some assisting going on with whoever's the best, whoever's the most perceptive character. Perhaps somebody should assist them so they get an advantage.
Well, it's not me.
What's yours?
+2.
Mine's 3.
All right, I guess I will do it then.
Zevral's always been known for his perceptiveness.
No, I have not.
Too bad Quincy wasn't here.
Right?
Yeah, too bad. I'll aid you.
Ooh,
Nice aid.
Haven't seen one of those in a long
24.
time. Living up to your reputation, Hunter.
Look with your hunter eyes.
I remember that in Witcher. You could do like your, was it Witcher? You must have played Witcher, K-Way.
The hunter sense.
Yeah, then you get like hunter eyes and you could like track things with it.
Yeah.
I was thinking
I think Red
interview
Dead
with a
2
vampire.
has that as well.
The
I
stat says,
actually
look with your vampire
have not-
eyes.
I actually bought The Witcher for K-Way as a gift.
Yeah,
You never
I had
played it?
actually not
I have
fucking
it,
got
I've
through it,
never
and
played
John
it.
bought it for me a couple months ago.
I have it as well and never touched it. I haven't opened it yet.
Oh, it's great.
It is a good
Witcher?
one.
Yeah. Gwent. Love Gwent. It's like the mini game in it.
I like
let's move
Magic better. Sorry.
All right. So yeah, you do find during your search, you find 2 secret passages.
What?
Yeah.
I'm that good.
Guys,
Interestingly
there's
enough.
2 secret passages.
Yeah, so as you're moving along, you obviously at the end of the hall, the one you suspected, you found a secret passage, and it opens up and you see the back of the throne as predicted. The other one opens up to a stairway going down
I don't want to go down.
to level 2.
Is there any sound coming from there?
There is actually sound. It sounds like
Death.
the clanking of tools.
What?
Oh,
Like there's activity going on.
so yeah.
I hope it's gnomes. Nice ones.
It's not fucking gnomes. It's the Tomb of Annihilation, Arame.
It's not the tomb of a
If
gnomalation.
anything, it's a fucking horde of halflings.
G'day, mate. Pass me that wrench, will ya?
Fuck! Turn around!
Fucking Boz, undead Boz came back from the dead.
I'm kind of curious about the throne room. We saw it when we first came in here.
Yeah. I mean, essentially, it seems the Tomb of Annihilation it always seemed like, tests that we need to resolve, and it doesn't seem we've resolved anything in this level yet.
We also need a place to put the beacon, and maybe the statue room is a fair place for now.
The room with all the dead people in the eyes?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Well, I have a feeling that... I mean, there's a sarcophagus in the room that we're about to go in. So...
can you, describe, the entrance into that room?
Yeah, it's like clearing the fog, make it a little more appealing. So from this angle, you don't see the disc of eyes, but you do see in the center, over the back of the throne, which, by the way, has a desiccated corpse sitting on it with a papier-mâché mask. You do see the dead on the other thrones to the south there. You could I don't know what you're looking at, but on your map you can see the two thrones to the south on the southern wall, but you can't see the other three thrones. Obviously, you have a field of view here. All right.
Right.
Really, the only thing of note is the throne right in front of you with the corpse on it, with the mask, and also the stepped dais in the center of the room with the sarcophagus on it. And of course, you could probably see that crystalline window too from maybe.
Oh, I was suggesting that we put the beacon in the room that Kapernicus got.
Oh yes, yeah.
Oh, I forgot about the beacon. Mm-hmm. So in the rust room.
Yeah,
Yep.
probably.
Okay.
In the rust room.
How do we set that up?
You just find a place to stick it.
Is it movable once it's stuck?
Yeah. It's just just like a tent stake.
Okay, so we could put
we
it
should
there for
probably
now.
check out to the north first.
I was thinking we'd cleared the whole. I was thinking we could set the stake so that no matter what happens to us, it's there.
Yeah, let's set it because we're safe in here right now. I feel we can go up north, check it out, but let's set the beacon.
Yeah, and I was thinking we can clear this whole level before going downstairs.
Copernicus, you got the beacon, brother.
Yeah,
If I remember correctly.
he will from his backpack pull out his crowbar and hammer, make a little chiseled out spot, and hammer in the beacon.
All right. A wave goes.
Nice, yeah. I think it's working.
All the hammering sounds from below stop.
I hammer it right because I pictured he knocked off the head with that last fury of blows, so he'll stick the beacon right into the neck. Of the
I'll allow it.
So it's a headless statue with the beacon sticking right out of the top of it. And it rusts away to nothing.
Right.
Oh, good work.
I'm wondering. It's interesting because the knight statue was said gripping a large iron shield, but it did say that the shield and the statue was treated as a single large object. So I imagine the shield got destroyed with the statue. But that would have been cool if that shield was a fucking equipable magic shield that you could magnetize people with. I don't know.
Like a rust monster shield, though. That'd be great.
All right. So what next? Yeah. You place the beacon. That goes out. You as far as you can tell, it's activated. As to whether or not nobody comes through it. That's for sure.
Irme's going to wants to take a look into the room, so she's gonna head to where Zavril is.
All right. Irme moves to which room? Where's Zavril? Oh, Zavril's
At the end. I was probably close to him anyway because I aided him on the perception.
Yeah, I think we should talk a little bit because I've heard multiple directions here.
Yeah, I think Zav suggested checking out the room to the north.
Well, I want to go into the room to the south, but I was saying before we place the...
Yeah, it's too late.
Too late.
but it's too late now.
Well, let's take.
We could still clear it.
Cappy will head north. Just take a look around.
All right, Copernicus, as you move to the north, you knew this room opens up into a circular room, and in the center, it's a pretty boring room. It is a beautiful circle, great craftsmanship.
So it's a dead end, though.
So as you enter the room, a large fountain crusted with moss rises in the middle of a circular room. 3 marble maidens stand in the fountain holding pitchers. And from the pitchers, water flows out and splashes into the fountain's clean surface.
This could be a healing fountain.
What are they pictures of?
The 3 maidens.
Tentacle porn.
Nice. Oh, pictures. Right.
Yep.
Seems too welcoming for me.
Right?
I just want to get eyes on it, and then he'll slink back down towards the group.
All right. As you come down, you see Hermes trying to throw me into the room.
There's a fountain room up there with 3 maidens, yada yada. I'll explain it all.
I'm thinking the fairies floating around it in Zelda.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of too.
Does the water look drinkable? Should we need?
Oh, it looks gorgeous. It's like
I wouldn't touch it.
you haven't
It's
seen.
a little scary.
You haven't seen water this clean in probably since the Gentle Mist. Really, I mean, honestly.
We're all sucking off Zavrel's fucking
Yeah, that's
magic
safer.
decanter.
I'm not getting anything from that magic fountain.
All right, so what are we doing with this room? Throne room. That's where we're at.
You're in
Okay,
that.
so
It's a tomb.
how's the
with
opening?
with
Like-
6 thrones. The opening's large enough for you to fit through. That's for sure.
So, like, I can reach down and grab the mask, though.
You probably should.
yeah, you can certainly reach the mask. It's the corpse is sitting in the throne, slumped in it, I should say.
Hey, I've worn worse.
Once you retrieve the mask, Zavrel, I fear you might have to go in to grab the rest of us a mask. I don't think it's safe to go in without one.
Was there the puzzle? What was the puzzle for the masks? The riddle?
Don the mask or be seen.
Okay.
So perhaps from that disc of eyes, the masks will keep us hidden. Zavrel,
Right.
you did go into the black mouth abyss. If you'd like, I could wear the mask and go in and retrieve the others, or we can make Cappy do it. Rock, paper, scissors.
Cappy already went into the rusting room.
All right, I'll do it.
Erame, you're not the hardiest among us.
That is true.
What about you, Svetlongi? Won't you prove your loyalty to this group?
There is nothing to prove, Drow, because my loyalty is not to this group. But I will don the mask, and Svetlongi will carry out the plan.
One sec.
Ooh, she's getting reputation with the 3
Yeah.
C's shipping and freight with this one.
Svetlongi, you reach in and you see the back of the head of this carcass. It's patches of faded gray hair, and you lift the mask off of its face, and in doing
Roll
so,
for initiative.
bits of flesh tear off with it where it got caught with ease. Didn't take much, but you do manage to retrieve the mask.
I'll just give the mask a wipe with my hands before
wipe-
putting
you
it on
should've-
my face.
You wipe off the rotted flesh. I mean, it's so
Should have just
old.
gave it to Airmay like that.
It's so old and decayed. It doesn't even smell like death anymore. It just
Husk.
it smells like soil.
Nice and earthy.
Yeah, and you put the mask on, and you don't feel anything.
I will stride confidently up to the dais where the sarcophagus is. Just up to the first step.
All right.
And I'll keep
That's what's
it out.
playing.
Be confident.
You slowly slink through the secret passage onto the throne, and then down within the room. And from now, you can see the 2 giant bear statues that were holding that disc of eyes. As you slowly round the bend, you can see the disc of eyes, and the eyes are darting around still. And they don't appear to do anything other than what they were already doing from when you noticed them before, looking through the window there. And then
Okay. I will make the circle. I will circle around the room and get all the masks. I'll get 3 other masks.
All right, one by one.
What are the masks? Are they all the same looking? Or
Yes. They all look the same, as if they were like some ritual masks or something from an age long ago.
And they're paper mache.
Yep.
Actually, I might as well get all of them. I'm going to get all the masks.
you should like grab 3, then think to yourself and grab them.
Yeah, fuck it.
All right, you manage to retrieve all of the masks, and you make the loop around the room unmolested.
Is there anything while I was making my way around the room as I got closer to anything, any details that we haven't previously known?
No, all the details are in those 2 large bear statues gripping the bronze disc with the eyes on it, and the thrones with the slumped corpses.
And the sarcophagus is closed?
It is, yes.
Okay.
Let's crack that sarcophagus open.
All right. I'll exit the room, and I will give a mask to each of these 3.
Well done, Svitlongi.
Irame will daintily pick the one with the least amount of flesh on it.
All right, you all don the masks.
I think just for the heck of it, I'll take the extra masks, and I'll just stack them up next to the beacon.
All right.
I think that's
Good
probably
idea.
a smart idea.
No, place them on the wall as decorations. So if somebody comes in, it's really creepy.
All right, all of you now move into the room. And Zavril, as you move in,
Son of a...
Motherfucker.
one of the larger of the eyes seems to stare at you for a little bit, and then it moves on.
I always feel like somebody's watching me.
Put Copernicus right by all the eyes.
Poke it. Poke an eye.
I'm definitely on the
Maybe
other
if we
side of the
all-
sarcophagus.
Poke an eye.
Maybe if we all start just jabbing the eyes all at once.
No.
Yeah, the sarcophagus. Let me see here.
What was that name? Asarak. Was it?
A Sararak?
A Sararak. I wonder if this is... Looking at the tomb here, the sarcophagus, is there any names or writing on it?
Interestingly enough, it looks like a boring sarcophagus.
I feel as if
Sarcophagus is rather
is
boring.
it Asarock? How do you say it?
Asarak?
Asarock.
Is that
A Sararak.
I just spit.
Asarak?
Well, because I have Acerok. I must not have finished writing his name down. Or her name down.
How is it? It's like Acererak.
All right.
It's a weird one. It's
How do you pronounce
a
it?
Sararak.
A Sararak.
I feel as if Acerok runs the show.
As you say that out loud,
The eyes look at you.
a wind blows through the chamber. All goes quiet for a moment, and then picks back up again.
He's far too large of a boss to be
Be gone.
on the first level. On the first level. He might appear and threaten us and then vanish, and we'll meet him later, but
Let's crack it open, man. What's in there?
The sarcophagus lid does look like it's going to require a strength check, athletics.
Who's helping me out?
Irame's going to spit in both her hands.
You said athletics.
No, I'm not helping. I can't do anything.
Cappy
Yes.
once again uses that
Or-
crowbar.
He has a penalty on her athletics.
Or a nimble character with some thieves' tools might be able to manage it, because there does appear to be a lock.
We do have thieves' tools, don't we?
Yeah, Cappy's got a set.
I will say either or.
Let's try strength it open first.
All right.
Come
I
on,
will
Savril.
assist.
That's an 18 on the die.
Ooh.
For, what'd you say, athletics?
Yep.
A 19.
19 is enough. As lid cracks open, a billow of ancient dust billows up, if I may. There's certain words that are so descriptive in their own way, you know, billow. That's like, you know what the fuck just happened.
Billowing.
And inside, the bones of a Zorbo lie in the dusty pile.
Remind me what a Zorbo was again?
Little koala bear looking like bastard.
Oh, the ones with the evil koala bears.
Cappy will run his fingers along them.
You
Along the bones.
You gently caress the bones in the dusty pile, and you notice a ring resting on top of the pile.
He looks around the room, see that everybody else notices it. Kind of, if they don't, he tips them off, points at it.
Oh, sorry.
What does the ring look like?
It just looks like a, let's call it a copper ring.
Is there, can Arcana be used for magic items just to be able to tell if something's magical in lieu of detect magic or identify? Is that something that could be used?
Cappy is proficient in Arcana.
Is detect magic a cantrip?
No, it's first level spell.
I think Arcana can be used during a short... Was it a short rest or a long rest to... in place of identify? But let me see. I'm going to do a skill search here.
Actually, I don't even know if I have detect magic
It was, I believe.
prepared.
Recall lore about spells, magic items, eldritch symbols, magical traditions, the planes of existence, and the inhabitants of those planes. So it's check to measure those abilities. So a magic item, I don't see why you couldn't roll an Arcana on it. Though I don't mind that idea of you need to be resting. You can't just do it on the fly. But if we're not in combat, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we could just say it takes a certain amount of time or something like that.
Yeah,
Study it, cross-reference any,
to identify a magic item with it, is it a full rest or a short rest?
Exaltus says it measures your ability to recall lore about.
Right. I know there's
So you're not
certain if there's an item that you guys have come across it before where it says a successful Arcana check or religion check
All right.
reveals that it's, but what I will say is if here's where I'm going with the length. If it could be used to identify a magic item in a long rest, then I could say in a short rest it could be used to detect what type of magic it is. Short rest is what, 1 hour?
We could make the assumption that it's magic at this point. I mean, it's a ring in a sarcophagi with
In a tomb in D&D. It's just fucking exuding magic.
Well, the corpse is just bones, right? And this is a copper ring that looks like probably in pretty good shape.
Oh yeah, it looks pristine.
It doesn't look oxidized and all that shit.
Oh yeah, and Cappy's taking some of the teeth of that koala bear. Once we're done with this whole ring,
Yeah,
rigmarole.
disturb the corpse in a fucking sarcophagus in the
Well,
middle.
let me ask you this: when you were brushing your fingers through the pile, you noticed the ring. Did you touch it? That's the question.
Nope. The first thing I said, Kapernicus tipped off the rest of the crew. He just pointed at it.
Okay.
He's not that foolish.
You did lose a ring.
He just squints his eyes at you, Svitlongi.
Perhaps this is your replacement.
Perhaps it
Iramace
is.
shakes her head at Svitlongi's mind games.
I'm wondering what Zavril's thinking here. I see his face.
Take off the mask and take a better look.
Oh yeah, it's got to be uncomfortable just gazing in, seeing the ring there, and while that disc of eyes is just darting around while looking. You guys are pondering.
Right? It's making me feel uncomfortable.
Maybe we could find a rat to put a mask on, bringing it into the room, and then remove the mask from the rat.
See what happens to the rat?
Sounds ridiculous.
It sounds kind of torturous.
You're a sick fuck, Svitlongi.
So is...
I am but of a
what's-
scientific mind.
What's the call on the Arcana? Or do we got cast a spell here? Or what's going on?
I do
I
not
mean-
have a spell myself.
Ritual magic.
Do we even have...
Yeah, you certainly won't be able to use Arcana to detect because you have to spend time with the ring.
Well,
You can't.
Yeah.
You'll have to pick it up at some.
Who
If
who
you were to
has
yeah,
do
we're
that.
gonna have to.
Who has a
I mean,
detect magic?
I don't.
Neither do I. So that might be moot.
And at
Alright.
this point, I mean, what did we come in here for? There's
Cappy picks it up.
As you touch the ring,
Somebody had to do it.
None of us picked up scrolls of identify, huh?
He's also grabbing a couple teeth.
And all of our magic
Zorbo
item preparation, none of us got scrolls of identify.
No, absolutely not. We don't need that.
As you touch the ring, Copernicus, the dust begins to swirl, and it ultimately takes the shape of a small, feral, bear-like creature that billows towards you with a ghostly roar.
Hello, my friend.
As it reaches you, something's going to happen.
Something's gonna happen.
The Zorbo is the one that made the stew of all the good qualities of the townspeople, right? Or the city's people?
Yeah, so
Was the Almirage that fucked up the stew?
Yes.
The Almirage and the Zorbo are enemies.
so let me describe it a little better. So as the dust billowed up, the dust itself took the form. So it's essentially a cloud of dust in the shape of this Zorbo, right? So it's clearly a manifestation, dare I say, a spirit. And as it lunges at you, you feel as though it's trying to possess you.
I imagine it like the dust is going up your nose and
So
into your
What
mouth.
is our reaction time? Should we
So-
roll initiative? Does it get something?
No, it's actually instant. It's instantaneous, and really, as it lunges at Copernicus, let me paint it this way, because it's not a wisdom save. Let me paint it this way.
I was just gonna say, this picture also, Cappy is accepting it. He's like opening his heart to this.
Yeah. So let
Ooh,
me.
what the fuck?
Let me paint it this way. As it reaches you, in your mind, you're almost transported to, another realm, like an inner realm, and it's just all like a dim red, a dim blue, just kind of dim ambient lighting, and you see this Zorbo in front of you, and it's more of a conversation between you two, and you get a sense that it's trying to enter you. It's trying to enter your mind, and if you're
Willing.
are going to resist, it's a charisma saving throw.
Does it seem hostile, or does it want to communicate?
It does. You don't get a hostile feeling.
Then I'm not gonna resist.
But it does feel like invasive.
Copernicus is not known for resisting anybody trying to enter him.
Yeah.
Copernicus
I was thinking the
wants,
same thing.
Yep.
he wants to know what this is about, so he won't resist.
So you open yourself to Obolaka as he melds with your soul.
Does Copernicus's visage, does his general demeanor change?
Maybe
Do we witness?
Maybe
do we
the
have sense of
expression.
what's
Maybe his resting face adjusts.
I am becoming one with the gods.
It's a fucking koala bear, Copernicus. Don't get ahead of yourself.
He's a Care Bear.
I'm being handed a
What's
sheet
the
from
power
the
that they
DM.
have?
You're an animal that literally just sits in a tree all day getting high.
Obolaka the Zorbo is nervous,
Treating
and
his cough
obsessive.
eucalyptus.
Oh Jesus, what have I done? Should I read this?
Yeah, if you want to, or you could keep it to yourself and
I think it's
act
for
it
you
out.
and you alone.
It is.
Yeah, it looks like it's for
and
you.
you could just act. Yeah.
So what do we
keep it as
what
a
do we
surprise?
see? What do we see? Does the smoke dust disappear? Does
Yeah, it kind of
enter
goes.
him?
It enters his nose, and Copernicus opens his eyes. You can see there's a little bit of a struggle at first, but then he relaxes.
Like a sly smile, I think, just comes across Copernicus's face, and like a toothy grin almost comes out of it, and he just goes, and he laughs to himself.
Copernicus?
Yes. No, I'm fine. I'm quite fine. And he kind of checks out the ring a little bit more now, twirls it around in his fingers, and then puts it on.
Irme's gonna kind of side
All
eye at Zavril, sort of just being like, something's up.
Copernicus slides the ring on his finger. Are you putting it on the same finger that your wedding ring was on?
Yeah.
Svilangi, seeing that, putting the ring on his wedding finger, is going to slink out of the room and just take a minute to go over to where the rust pile is up in the other room, and she's just going to grab like a pinch of rust to keep in her spell components. In a special place, like so it doesn't get mixed up with sand or anything like that.
No, in a small vial.
A place that's easily accessed. And then she'll just come back. Like, so if I miss any conversations, whatever, but she's just going to go. It won't take long.
We should probably get out of this room. Sorry to cut you off so long.
Well, she wasn't speaking. She just basically left ahead of you.
But what are we in here for? I haven't even looked at the glass window from this side. Are we in immediate danger, Copernicus?
No. I don't think so. We just probably should get moving.
All right.
Is there anything else to investigate in the room?
Irme would like to...
All the other corpses.
Why don't you guys give me a rundown of what? So you're in this room. You're still wearing the masks. The disc of eyes is still there with the two bear statues. You successfully opened the sarcophagus. Copernicus obtained the ring and apparently also obtained something else. What do you do?
Irme's gonna say, Zavril, come look at this crystal window from this side with me.
I will make my way over there with Irme.
Yeah, looking through the crystalline window, you see the hallway that you were in once before. You see the grate in the floor, the side view of Zavril's statue of darkness.
Yeah.
It's like that, huh?
So Irme is going to look to Zavril and as quietly as possible say, do you think we should be worried about the dust up the nose? Weird smile thing, or...?
We will keep our eye on him. He doesn't seem much different than normal. At least not as of right now.
So this is starting to feel... This is the Tomb of the Nine Gods. And we know that...
The first appearance is the Zorbo, and that's the first level.
And there's probably one of these possession-type occurrences for each one of the nine gods,
yes.
is what I imagine.
That could be the pattern.
I'm not possessed now, do you think?
Irme's gonna turn to look. Irme's gonna turn around to see Copernicus eerily standing directly behind her out of nowhere.
I know, right?
Little fingered you.
Baelish. You guys don't think I'm possessed, because that wouldn't be good.
Why don't you tell us, Drow, what occurred when the dust Zorbo flew into your body?
What do you think happened there?
I don't know. It was brought somewhere, and it was dimly lit, and just kind of became a part of me.
Yeah, I think you certainly can feel the passenger now at this point. Yeah, I think you'd feel it. But maybe it might be...
I might have made a terrible mistake.
But would he attribute that to the dust, or would he attribute that to wearing the ring?
No, he attributed it to when he opened... It was that mental dialogue between Copernicus and the Zorbo. When you had opened yourself, I think it's a given now. You know that you let this thing enter you, and you feel it as a passenger.
What do we think about the Zorbo in general? Is there a reason why we feel the nine gods should be sealed up? Do we think that they're threatening?
What we know of the Zorbo so far is a pretty benevolent little creature.
Yeah, yes, a few of the nine gods, you know that through all of their actions, they saved the Omoans in one day, right? According to the legend. However, in that mix, a lot of it was on accident. Some of them certainly were trying to save them.
And some of them were kind of working against it, or were more, maybe not...
couldn't help themselves by their nature.
By their nature, they were tricked,
Or fucking it up.
Yeah.
Okay, so second question. Svitlongi probably doesn't care too much about the Omuans, but what about Rosnasi's mission and how any of this stuff, if the nine gods were to return, How would that bode for the Fane, or for Rosnasi's power, or?
Yeah, I don't think Razanasi or the Yuanti know much about the legend, other than that it is a legend. Obviously you have the puzzle cubes and the shrines, and they would know all about those, and they would know about the entrance of this place. But beyond that, I don't think they would know that there was any validity to it, or feel threatened by these 9 trickster gods. I think the Yuanti, if anything, would view these 9 trickster gods as almost like a pranksters. Like they saw an opportunity, they saw a gap because the people started losing faith in Omu, so they essentially rode into town and assumed the roles of gods. When clearly they weren't gods.
Okay, so then Svitlangi is just going to let this be for now, while she keeps that little bit of rust close at hand.
So your thoughts are your own, Kapernicus?
I think so.
Can you remove the ring?
Yeah.
Takes the ring off.
Yeah, the ring itself comes off, and you can don and doff it at will. And
am I noticing anything when I take it on and off, or
no? I think I think in order to actually get the effects of it, you have to attune it.
we can do that with a short rest?
I don't know if it's a short rest or a long rest. I don't think we ever got that far in my question.
Well, if nobody else, I don't know if anybody else wanted to search the bodies, the corpses, on the thrones.
I would say no. We should probably just get out of this room before those eyes catch us.
Kapernicus, you hear a voice inside you. Yeah. Well, it would be routine, probably, to stick with what we've been doing. Maybe give the room one last search.
Is that Orvax?
Only I hear that?
After all, we wouldn't want to miss anything.
I guess you're right. We wouldn't.
You hear Kapernicus saying,
We wouldn't want to miss anything, though. I would like to get out of
Wait.
here.
This is so bad.
Did you say the first part to that too out loud? I guess you're right.
probably, whatever I was mumbling.
I guess you're right.
Yeah, let us just systematically go from one throne to the next. Look around the throne, search the bodies.
Yeah. Your maze will take another... Should we roll a perception check?
Yeah, if you're going to give the room a good clean, and give me a perception check.
Let's do an assists on those.
Ooh, natty 20, yeah, Cappy.
All right. I'll assist Irme.
Yeah,
so
thanks.
she gets advantage.
Because that was a 5.
I will assist myself, I guess.
That's right, Zavril. Go fuck yourself.
I got a 9. So.
I got a 19.
That's what I call it. I'm going to go take a shower and assist myself.
I'm looking up the attunement.
It's one short rest where you have to be holding the item.
Yeah, you can't do anything else, and it can't be interrupted. All right.
I rolled a 19.
A 19 on the southern end of the wall there. Yeah, so you guys find a secret door to the south.
Wow.
Opposite of the one we...
Opposite of the one that you gained entry from earlier. Now, as this wall opens, a short set of stairs goes down, and let me reveal what you see. Now, immediately you notice as the stairs move down, and you can hear water moving at this point. It must lead to that underground river. However, it looks like there's a buildup of gas as you get hit in the face by this rotten odor.
Sulfur.
Well, it smells terrible.
Well, and that was that the results of our search for the entire room?
Yeah, otherwise you find nothing else. Let me roll something real quick.
Would you roll?
However, through the cloud of gas, you see it begin to swirl a little bit, and you notice in the water, because the water doesn't, if it's standing in the water, that must mean the water is only like 3 feet deep. So you notice a skeletal figure standing in the water, and its skull is shaped like it's still bone and it's still a skull, but it's in the shape of a key, and on the key is a triangle.
And the tip of the key is a triangle?
Yeah. No, the not the part that goes in a lock, but
The handle.
yeah.
Okay.
What the
I know
fuck?
it's a weird
I
visual.
had it backwards.
Right? What the fuck?
You're
Yeah. Actually, it doesn't say. Maybe, that's what I was picturing, but it could be the key part, I guess. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, I mean, if you have to stick it in something.
Right. That makes a little sense.
Looking down, Irme's just gonna give a half chuckle and go, huh, skeleton key.
Nope.
I was waiting for Bones to say that the gas went up fucking Cappy's nose.
So what do you do?
Well, we need the key.
Do we? I'm tired of trying to get keys.
Don't we?
We haven't found any locked doors.
It doesn't appear to have noticed you yet.
This one's not Cappy.
I mean, like, how big is this guy's head?
Normal skull shape. Normal skull
I don't want to be
size.
walking around with somebody's head all dungeon long.
But
Will
we
it
need,
fit in our bag of holding?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we need the key.
It's
It's a key. Sorry, I'm playing.
It's a medium-sized creature, and its skull is in the shape of a key.
I'm playing Zelda right now, so we need that fucking key.
This room looks like a Zelda room.
Ah, I know.
It
that's what I'm
does.
saying we need the key. Do we want to leave? We can't leave the key.
It certainly looks like a Zelda room.
I wish I
Push the throne.
I wish I had a boomerang for it.
We bombed the walls over here. Alright, I guess we will go get Arame her key. Cappy, you go ahead.
Oh, no. There's no way I'm walking down those stairs.
Let me
today,
show
my
you
friend.
where it is. It's right here at the base of the stairs.
Cappy,
So it's about 15 feet away at this point.
not very courageous of you. I
I mean,
barely
how dark
notice
is it
you.
down there?
What's up, Zaves?
How dark is it down there?
Oh yeah, I guess here it would be in this little tunnel here. I guess it would be dark as shit.
Because I probably won't be able to see it since I have the other mask on right now.
Right.
And it looks animated, right? It's kind of moving around. It's looking around.
Yeah. It's standing. It moved into view, and it's pausing for a moment.
I could probably reach it with a
It
spell
seems like
from
such
here.
a trap.
I could probably reach it with a spell from here.
Yeah, it's only 15 feet away.
Yeah. So I'll use a cantrip so as not to burn another spell, and I'll cast a firebolt at it.
Is Fitlong able to get her whip ready?
Wait, let me check my cantrips. Just make sure there isn't something better I could.
Pernicus equips his buckler.
So Irame will hurl a mote of fire at the creature.
Fire at a
yeah.
Yeah.
And the gas.
Oh yeah, there's gas. Maybe I won't do that.
Bone spun, too.
Well, we're not in the
I know.
gas.
I knew.
No, do it. I mean,
I knew I was looking for another cantrip for
We're
a
not
reason.
in the gas, but it might set the whole place on fire.
What do you think?
The burning tomb of annihilation.
Burn down.
Yeah, I could also.
The tomb of annihilation.
I could
fire.
use chill touch. Hit it with some necrotic damage.
Is there anything with like some force or
Shoot her.
Yeah.
thunder?
Yeah, but then I'd have to burn another spell slot, and I was kind of hoping
Oh.
I could hit it with a cantrip.
The fire will work. No, go for cantrips.
Yeah. So what about chill touch? I hit it with some necrotic damage, or it's already dead.
Skull, huh?
Well, if I hit it, and it's an undead target, it also has disadvantage on attack rolls against me until the end of my next turn.
I'm more afraid of the thing running.
Yeah. that would
Go
be
after
some-
it. Don't let it get away.
All right. So I need 2d8 if I hit.
All right, start from scratch. What are you doing?
I'm I'm casting Chill Touch.
All right.
And I rolled a 16 to hit.
16 is a hit. See, it's just got like armor scraps hanging off of it.
And 11 damage.
As you hit this thing, it does certainly brings it down to its last leg, and it looks up at you after getting hit, and it looks like it's going to start to run.
Away from me?
Ooh, Zavril called it.
Oh, wait, away from me?
Yeah.
So Irame is going to make that cantrip a bonus action, or she's going to use Quicken Spell to hit it again really quick.
Okay.
Oh, 15?
15. That's going to be a hit.
Nice.
For 10 damage.
10 damage. Yeah, after you hit it the first time, it kind of falls to one knee, gets up, looks at you, gives out a and then it turns to start to run down to the east, and then you quickly launch another one out, and it bursts, and the skull drops in the water.
Oh, fuck.
Did the key have like a mouth and a face?
Yes.
Oh
It's,
shit!
What if it won't shut up the whole time?
yeah, the body just
Don't
bursts.
give him ideas.
The body just bursts, and you see the key like hang up in the air for a little bit, and then fall, splashing in the moving river. And we'll see you next time
Oh shit!
on the Natty Natty Podcast.